Hello everyone, my name is Maddie Flowers and I'm Miss Fort Lauderdale's Outstanding Teen 2020. I've made it my personal mission to advocate for pancreatic cancer awareness, specifically focusing on early detection and prevention. Throughout the month of November, because it's Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, I'll be hosting a series of educational videos highlighting the trailblazers in the pancreatic cancer awareness community. Welcome to episode 2. I'm so excited to welcome to you guys two special guests. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Thank you so much, Maddie. My name is Addie Vroom, and I have been with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network for over 5 years now. And I work with volunteers all over the country, but mainly I have been working with our volunteers in South Florida and Central Florida. And I work closely with these volunteers all year round to raise awareness for pancreatic cancer. We have our Purple Stride 5K awareness walks and runs to raise critical funds for the disease as well, and all of the amazing programs that we have at PanCan.
Hi, and my name is Alejandra, and I work in our scientific and medical affairs. I have been with the organization for over 3.5 years now, and my role now is specifically working with our patient central team and making sure that our team is trained and up to date with the continuing education of our associates and case managers so that we are able to provide accurate, up-to-date information to our patients and caregivers.
Awesome. So I first wanted to ask you guys how you got involved with the PanCan organization and how long you've been involved.
So I think for me, it was pretty lucky. I was interested in the nonprofit space, specifically cancer-related organizations, and this organization just came to me with a job opportunity. And just from the moment I stepped in the door and saw the professionalism, saw the amazing goals that they set forth for this disease, I felt like this was really where I was meant to be, and that's why I've been here for so long. It's been an amazing journey. I've learned so much. I've seen so many individuals that have, touched my heart, and I've seen so much just strength and resilience, and so it just keeps me going and motivates me every day to continue to work in this space.
Yeah, I would second that. I would consider myself very lucky when I found the job opportunity. I was fresh out of college and I knew I was interested in oncology, and what was most important to me is that I would be working at an organization that was selfless, and that's definitely what I found at PanCan. My colleagues are amazing, and I would generally describe them as selfless because the mission is just so true to each and every one of us, and we come to work happy to work because we want to help this community and we have a heart for the community.
Awesome. So I wanted to ask you guys if there were any big goals that you were trying to help PanCan accomplish in the next couple of years or next 10 years, just in the far future.
So we just came up on our 20th year anniversary being an organization, and one of the things that we worked really hard towards is to have our survival rate go up to double digits, and we did accomplish that. We didn't quite double it from 6% that we wanted to, but we are now at a 10% 5-year survival rate for pancreatic cancer, and that was just due to, again, all of our volunteers, all of our staff, all of our researchers, the whole entire community in the world that has made that possible. So in 20 years to have that big of a jump is impressive, but we know we need to work harder. So really are now looking forward to the next 5 or 10 years. We want to get 10% doubled up to 20%, and of course beyond 100% would be the ultimate goal. But we set goals, and we set realistic goals, but we set goals that we know are hard to accomplish. But that's really what PanCan and all of our constituents are about. We make the impossible possible, and so that is certainly something that I want to help work towards. And we also last year, for the first time, we were able to have a $6 million budget from the government for specifically pancreatic cancer research. In the past, it's been more towards in general for the deadliest cancers, and we now have a specific pancreatic cancer program. And so this year, our advocates in the summertime went to Capitol Hill and advocated, and the House actually passed for $15 million for that program this year. So it more than doubled thanks to all of our advocates and everyone working so hard, and the government really realizing that this is a disease that affects so many people and we need help. So I want to continue with that goal. I want to continue doubling that or beyond, and making sure that we do have the government funding, which is so critical to help with this disease. And of course, raise awareness like you're doing, Maddie. I mean, just being involved in things like this and just continuing every day to have conversations with individuals and growing awareness is going to be so key. You know, we really are the go-to organization for pancreatic cancer and want to continue to do so because we have this amazing program with patient services, our Patient Central associates who are there free of charge for anyone, any caregiver, and anyone facing this disease to get educational information, find information on clinical trials and nutrition, questions to ask their doctors, really anything that you could think of they can ask and someone will be there for them. And I know Alejandra will talk more about that later, but I want to make sure that I am here to continue to make sure that that program grows and thrives and everyone has access to our resources.
Alejandra, can you add on that at all? You have any other thoughts, any other goals you mentioned?
Right, absolutely. And I agree with everything that Addie mentioned. And working in patient services, definitely improving patient outcomes is very important to us. And I would like to see the outcomes of our patients continue to improve and never stop improving. So that definitely is something that is very important. And also along the lines of raising awareness, I would like to get to a point where the first thought that someone has when they are given the news of a pancreatic cancer diagnosis is to contact us and become informed so that they are aware of their options and they're able to have conversations with their healthcare team about the things that they should be asking, and being able to have conversations where both parties are participating in the care. So that's definitely very important. We want to continue to be a service to the patients that we have now and future patients. So definitely agree very much with all that Addie said.
Yeah. So coronavirus has swept the nation and affected everybody. How has the pandemic specifically affected awareness and the PanCan organization?
Yes, so we have heard a lot of feedback and a lot of experiences from our patients and caregivers, and it really has been different for every individual depending on the region where they live in within the United States. But I would say that in the beginning, it was a scary time. There were questions about, should I even go to my doctor? Should I continue my treatment? Is it safe to leave my house? So all of these things were concerns. Can I see my family members? So there were a lot of questions in the beginning, and as we learned more about the situation, we were able to educate our patients and truly be able to share with them that their pancreatic cancer diagnosis is important, and it is important that they continue to receive the care that they need. So advocating for the services and the care that they deserve was a topic that we often discussed. We also heard that sometimes it was difficult because the patients previously maybe had a caregiver that went to their appointments and when they were receiving treatments, and suddenly they don't have that source of support because of the social distancing. So that has also been a struggle, but we also have shared with them ways to support from afar, which is not the same, but it is helpful to have other ways, right, for support. So those are a few things that we've heard, but the more time goes by, the more we learn, the better we are able to provide support and encouragement to our patients and caregivers during this time.
And I want to add too, I come from more of kind of the volunteer side and the constituents that I talk to. And so I actually recently had a conversation with one of our survivors and their husband, and she is going through recurrence and going to get chemo treatments. And just even that individual story, hearing what their struggles are, he shared with me that probably the most difficult thing has been sort of what Alejandra touched on, is that normally there would be people coming with her to those treatments and it would really help her get through it. But this time there's different restrictions. And so she's had to rely on nurses, and she's really seen a silver lining in making amazing connections with the individuals that she's there with. And her husband has worked hard to, like you said, be creative and to pack lunches for her, download movies on TV, and just change it. I think that's really what this, pancreatic cancer community is all about, is just showing resilience through a really difficult time. And we've also heard too, of course, about just staying connected, making sure that depression doesn't set in. And that's, again, what Patient Central can be there for too, is to provide resources and different local resources if that is something that you're going through, and questions, again, to ask your healthcare professional. And we do have quite a big series that's been really well attended. If you go to PanCan.org and you look at our free educational webinars, there has been specific coronavirus webinars for patients and caregivers going through during this time in the last couple of months. So those are all recorded. If anybody is curious about specifically learning more and hearing from some of our amazing panelists, those are always there on our website for you to watch, and additional ones coming up as well.
So if someone walked up to you and asked you about PanCan and wanted to research it, where would you direct them?
So I think I'll let Alejandra talk a little bit more about patient services, because as I touched on, that's really our main hub and the most, I would say, important part of PanCan. So Alejandra, why don't you talk about that first?
Absolutely. So definitely patient services would be the place to go to learn more about pancreatic cancer. We have a team of associates and case managers that is available over the phone as well as through email to answer any questions really about pancreatic cancer in general. But we do have information specifically on diet and nutrition. We have a listing of pancreatic cancer specialists that we are aware of throughout the country that we are happy to share for their area. We have information on treatment options ranging from the standard of care to clinical trials. And support resources as well. We have our Survivor and Caregiver Network, which is a network of volunteers who are survivors, and we also have caregivers who are available to share their support and encouragement to others. So we definitely have a lot of resources. We're also open to performing research and providing additional information on any specific topic that someone is interested in. And I would say actually one great place to start just to learn the basics of pancreatic cancer would be by requesting our patient education packet. We have a packet that we send free of cost to anyone who is interested, and it has a booklet on the overview of pancreatic cancer, also a booklet on clinical trials, and several introductory fact sheets that have information on getting organized after diagnosis, questions to ask the healthcare team, also basic pancreatic cancer vocabulary. So definitely calling us and getting in contact with us would be a great start.
And I will just share with you the direct phone number. We have, of course, you can call Pancreatic Cancer Action Network in general, but to get to our Patient Central, it's just 877-272-6226. That's the phone number. And then to email Patient Central directly, it's patientcentral@pancan.org. And all of that is on our website, pancan.org. Easy to remember, but just so that you have that as well. So thank you, Alejandra, for sharing. And I know that there's just people across the country too that want to know more how they can get involved. Maybe they know about this disease through their neighbor and they want to either learn more, which again, they can call Patient Central. But we have our volunteer groups across the affiliate. We have about 60 affiliates, and I know Maddie has come to a couple of our events in the Florida area. And so we have our Purple Stride events if you want to get involved that way, and poke around on our website. It's purplestride.org. And if you go to purplestride.org, you can see all of the events that are coming up. You can search by your area or just search by date and see how you can support. And throughout the fall, we are just having our events be virtual, and we'll see what happens next year if we can be back in person. But again, when people are looking for different ways to connect and different ways to learn and share stories, Purple Stride is really where it's at. And we're focusing a lot on our social media. So we do have all of those 60 groups across the board. Do have Facebook groups groups where they're connecting with individuals. We're really growing those platforms to make sure everyone's staying connected and seeing each other on Facebook Live and just, chatting and sharing resources. So I would also recommend that if you're wanting to get connected locally, to go search for the Facebook group, and you can be a part of that. And just pancan.org in general. That's a really great way to start. There is a tab on there facing pancreatic cancer that will lead you directly to Patient Central, but so many resources, educational resources for you there, and lots of goodies just on the website in general.
Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for everything you're doing.
Well, Maddie, thank you. It's really an honor, and we're just excited to see your program in November, and for November awareness is so meaningful. So congratulations to you and all of your accomplishments. We're here for you, and we can't wait to see this disease be fought.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank you
bye
so
guys.
much, Maddie.
Thanks,
Bye.
Maddie.